We're going solo as Maverick and Coal LLC, which means I've got collectors, weapons, and a high chance of making some terrible decisions. Let's see if we survive or see death. Stick around until the end to see if we actually pull this off, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what challenges or games we should try next. Welcome back, all you sleepy faces. We are back at it with Coal LLC, and we are playing as the Maverick profession in the shallow map. We are slowly making it through these professions. In the last episode, we played the sparse sky mine map, which I think may be the hardest map to play, but that is still up for debate. So we, as the Maverick, are able to buy collectors, but we can't buy any miners, so that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to get to day 25, so this may be a shorter episode, but we don't know yet. But we've been given just about everything in our arsenal to make this happen, and we'll see what we can do. But we start out with a shoddy pickaxe, and let's go. Oh yeah, emeralds straight off the bat. Not too bad. I think the coal off to the right might be a little too out of the way for us to get and make it reasonable. You got to be as efficient as possible in this first day. I'm hoping I can get at least 800. I think 800 is a really good number to get to for the first day. Kind of sets you up pretty. I know if you start with the minigun and such on the first day, you can get upwards of like 1300, but that's not really feasible for us in this moment. So we got the quota. I'm just going to try and get this copper, and then if I can get the copper, I'll get the rest of the coal, and maybe I'll be able to get the iron that's over on the left hand side. We're just about halfway through, or we're over halfway through the day, and we're starting off strong. So we have 30 seconds left to get it done. We definitely have enough time. We're feeling pretty good about everything. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm glad to be back with some Coal LLC again, and also mix it up with the other episodes too. It's been a lot of fun working on other games too, and it's just been it's been a learning experience. 685, so we weren't even close to 800. That shoddy pickaxe really humbles us to our roots. So let's see what we can afford after that. That's not that good. The shoddy pickaxe does 30 damage. If we can afford if we could afford a copper rifle, it sells for 20, which we could afford that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the copper rifle here, and then we should be sitting pretty once we just pile in all of oh man, this is a good seed right now. So if we just collect everything that's not coal, we should be pretty good. Might be able to tap into the gray layer here. If we can do that, we can get up a couple of these good harvests, get this copper. We're doing it pretty quickly actually. I am going to go for the coal here. I still think it's worth more than, say, the iron blocks over on the left-hand side, but I'm not sure about the emerald over there. So, let's see. Yeah, we celebrated my father-in-law's birthday. His birthday was actually on Sunday, and we celebrated on Saturday. And it was a great time, you know. We were able to give him a fairly meaningful gift. I guess it turned out to be a little bit more meaningful than my wife and I thought it would have been. So that was good. Yeah, it was a similar gift. I'm not going to completely give away what it was, but it's a similar gift to what his dad gave him the first one he got was from his dad, and his dad passed away, my wife's grandpa. The same year I started dating my wife. 1,277. Not bad at all. We made double the amount that time. Probably can't afford that. No. Although we're pretty. No, we're not. I thought that said 1,600 for a second there. So we're just gonna sell that. go for the, might as well do the minigun. That's going to help us out a ton. And we're not going to be able to afford the time. So that maybe that was a mistake, but we can make do here. Get the amethyst. Maybe we can get the vacuum early on. Or at least the doggos. But yeah, it was a gift that his dad got him. And his dad passed away about 4 or 5 years ago. And so, yeah, it was just meaningful for him. And thankful to be able to do that for him, unknowingly as it was, but just meaningful as is. And yeah, it's just nice when things work out like that. So, and yeah, I just turned that in. I was gonna give those sapphires, not amethysts, to Tabitha, but that's okay. Get these emeralds, go for some more valuable stuff. Still get some coal here and there. I want to get the copper. But yeah, it was a good time. I love giving gifts. It's just one of those things, especially if I'm really excited about it. It makes it super hard to be patient, because it's like I'm the type of person that once I buy the gift for you, I just want you to open it like right then and there. It has nothing to do with me like wanting to get praise for it, but it's just like I'm just so excited because I love to give meaningful. Or 2,000 for that. Not too bad. Take a break for that conversation real quick. Interrupt this program for 715. That brings us to the sapphire minigun, which does 151 damage, whereas that one did 5 damage on that one, 10 damage on this one, so it's double the damage. And we still haven't gotten time. Is that going to hinder us? Probably, but I'm having a good time. I'm just here for the good time, guys. I got double the amount of damage, so double damage, less time. What's worth more? What's worth less? We'll find out this time on The Trash Can Plays a Game Not Very Good, according to some. Yes. One thing I do love is the day finally came where I got a hater comment on one of my videos, and I just love it. It's just so funny. It doesn't really affect me at all because I'm just doing this for fun. And you know, if I wanted to do this for a business, I would have put a lot more effort into it. I am putting quite a bit of effort into it, but it's like I'm doing that more so for you guys. And you know, if at one point I make money through this, like, great. But you know, I'm just here to spread some positivity and, you know, help some people sleep, I guess. Because help other people who struggle with the same thing that I struggle with, which is the sleep insomnia. And, you know, if I can make some people fall asleep, great. And if I get some haters along the way, come at me, bruh. Didn't call this channel The Trash Can for no reason. So I'm gonna, first things first, get the first time, probably get the inventory slots as well. Feel pretty good about this sapphire minigun, so I'm not sure if I'll upgrade it at all, especially not for anything other than the next minigun. If I could afford the silver rifle right now, I would buy that, but can't do that. So I think what I'll do is I'll buy 5 platforms just in case. I'll make it 10 just in case, and then save up 2,000 for next round. And I really need to get the sapphire for Tabitha. It would be nice to get that chest. But yeah, anyways, I saw that comment, which was just, it was really funny just to get a hateful comment for the first time. It was just such a bonus to my day. And I was happy to respond with joy. So if any of you guys make YouTube channel or videos and have a YouTube channel, just don't fret about the negative comments. It's just not worth it. And you know, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that's all that matters. And if there's just one person out there that enjoys the content that you make, then it makes it all worth it. But at the current moment, we are nearing 100 subscribers. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do a 100 subscriber special. I don't know what that would even look like, but you know, that's a pretty big deal for me. I remember starting my first 2 weeks of YouTube, and I worked really hard those first 2 weeks trying to figure out how to edit and figure out how to upload everything to YouTube. And you know, it was quite the experience. And I was just thinking like, man, I can't believe anyone would want to watch this crap. But here you guys are. Welcome to the trash bin, you know? So thank you guys for those who have subscribed. I really appreciate you and all that you do and all the comments that you guys make and that help give me suggestions and also help me improve my gameplay because I'm trash. Okay, let's get the sapphire to Tabitha. Let's actually do that this time. Okay, I'm gonna do that before I forget. Okay, don't fall. Channel my inner IGTAP. Okay, easy. And I have the emeralds too. That's huge. So next we would need amethyst. So, feeling pretty good about that. Maybe we'll be able to gather up all this and get back in time. Maybe if we stop getting trapped on everything. That was easy. We could have picked up more stuff, but it's best not to get greedy in these types of situations. So let's fire a couple shots in celebration. 1500 in coal, 1500 in copper. Silver's pretty good. Silver's always been such a bro in all of my videos. So we're getting pretty close to the silver minigun actually. It's 1400. We can't necessarily buy anything. Let's get that sold by the emerald, which is 15 damage versus 10, and we'll add more time, and we're sitting pretty good here. We have the vacuum now, so that should help us out significantly. So let's grab that. Grab this sapphire. There's more sapphire over here. Love how it's already getting stretched. The vacuum it's pretty rough the first couple of upgrades, but it helps nonetheless. It beats going up and down the parkour. As you guys know, and as you've seen from my previous episodes, my parkour is not that great. So anything I can do to just make it so I stand as static as possible, the better. But anyways, we were gonna go shooting for my father-in-law's birthday, but because the weather was so poor this past week, it's just been ridiculous. So we just kind of stayed in. He loves taking care of his lawn, so he loves going out weeding and mowing and weed whacking. And like I've mentioned in one of my other episodes, it seems like all summer long people just weed whack and mow. Well, he's one of the contributors, so he's part of the problem. I married into part of the problem, but that's all right. If he enjoys it, you know, I can sacrifice for a day. So it's not actually that bad. It's just something to complain about, like I said. It's actually Monday evening right now. I don't know when this video is going to go out. Probably Friday. Usually takes me a couple days to edit these videos and then create my thumbnail, and I really try to create a decent thumbnail for these videos, and I was using GIMP for the longest time just for a free way to do it all, because I didn't want to spend any money. But eventually I did have to get Photoshop because it's just so much better than GIMP in my opinion. I have experience in Photoshop too. I had to use Photoshop a lot in my college courses, and so I have a lot of experience in it. It's just so much easier for me. But it's not like GIMP can't do a lot of the stuff. It's just a lot weirder to do, like borders, for example. It's just like way weird in GIMP versus Photoshop, because Photoshop has its style editor stuff and it makes it a whole lot easier. So thankful to be using that. But yeah, it just takes me a little bit longer then to create the thumbnails that I want. And it seems like when I do create the thumbnails, I have a image in my mind when I start, and then by the end it's nothing like how I originally imagined it to be, which some cases it's been a good thing. In some cases probably not the best, but you know, we suffice in most cases. So we're just gonna go for these blue layers here. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna pick this up again and go for this copper. Actually, I think the copper is worth a decent amount compared to the iron. We've probably established this already. I just can't remember, guys. There's too much going on. Way too much. So yeah, as I was saying, it's Monday evening. I'll let you guys know that tomorrow, Tuesday, at 1:30, I have a interview. So pretty big deal. It's not gonna say exactly what the company is, but it's a startup company, and they're still very small. And a good thing about them is that they are self-funded rather than privately funded, and I'm not sure if they plan on doing any rounds of fundraising. It's going to be one of my questions, because they do offer equity, and it's worse if they have any sort of private funding, because it just lessens your equity. 13,000. I wonder if 18,000 total. I can definitely afford the next minigun for sure, right? 21,000. This would bring me to 20,600, which is not enough. And we already have all of the new time and everything. Do I go for this does 167, whereas this does, okay, let's do some math. So this shoots 5 per one of these. So this does 15 damage, which is 5 times faster, which means that it is shooting, it's about 75 damage, whereas this is 67, so that one's better. So we're going with that. I could get the jetpack, which I'll probably do that. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. We're still messing around. We need to get Amethyst to Tabitha still, so let's look for that and start day 7. So we'll grab that thing. Oh, we need some chests, actually. We need to start looking into these things. Upgrading our own stuff. Rubies. Yeah, we'll take rubies, I guess. So the company is a completely different industry in which I have been working in my entire career. So overall in my career, I've worked in the fast food industry. I've worked in healthcare for the past 4+ years. And so I've been really working in all of that, I'm gonna deposit all that before I get all this. So I've really been working on getting like HIPAA certified and stuff, which allows me to be more hands-on with client data and be trusted and kind of market myself a little bit more in the healthcare industry. And it's kind of what has given me a disdain for the healthcare industry, because I've seen a lot of the inner workings of it, and it's so frustrating, guys. Let me tell you, it's just not great. But my hope was that I was going to be able to make enough of a difference to where I could kind of help improve it. But it's a privately traded company, so it's kind of weird because it's backed by private ownership, which that's where my question for the new company is if they plan on doing the funding as well from private companies. Like, the private companies get a say in what gets built. And as far as I'm concerned, and based on a lot of my experience working for the past like almost 8+ years, these companies only care about one thing, and that's money. It's not about making a great product. It's about money now, and forget about 5 years from now. It's kind of like what you've seen in the downfall of ChatGPT. ChatGPT it's starting to slack quite a bit in the AI world, and I think that what attributes to that is the amount of intertwining in the corporate realm it's just destroyed it. It's slowed it down significantly compared to the other LLM models. And if you want any progress in anything, you just have to have the freedom to move on good ideas. And no matter how crazy they are, you just have to have that's why R&D is so important, and especially in smaller companies, because that's how you get state-of-the-art ideas and actually turn them into reality. And you're not getting that if you have a privately backed company, unfortunately, for the most part. I'm sure there are the outliers out there that, they do succeed, and they do still allow some form of leniency in allowing for more risky app development or software development, but it's so rare nowadays, and it frustrates me. And I got into programming because software engineering was kind of the up and coming thing, and it's still a very necessary thing. But we've gotten to the realm where we're just doing a whole bunch of safe development and not a whole lot of risky development. And so you get very stagnant with that. So hoping the talk tomorrow goes well. I'm meeting with the CEO. He reached out to me directly. I guess he saw my LinkedIn post, and so I'm really looking forward to talking with him. He seems like a pretty down-to-earth guy, and has a passion for what he's doing. And them being self-funded 100%, they have the freedom to write whatever software they want. $33K. Let's take a look. So we just got the silver gun, so I would doubt that we would be able to afford anything else. 7,000, that would bring us to 42. Almost there, but not yet. This would be, so it's 5 times faster than this. So 250 versus 167. It's just worth it. No point in doing the inventory slots. So I could get a senior collector, but I don't really need them just yet. I haven't seen a need to do that. So we'll start day 8 and get down there and just get our coal quota done, and then focus on the more valuable stuff. Make it as efficient as possible. So yeah, just wish me luck in the comments, and I know by then the interview will be over, and I will keep you guys updated actually on how things go. And I mean, it's still just fun to hear about it, and it's just, I'm bringing you guys into it just so you guys can just be a part of my life. And I've already made you a part of my life, and sharing games with you and my thoughts on things. And I just appreciate the ear you guys lend to me, and any words that you make in the comments to either contribute to these talks or just any positive things you have to say. I really appreciate it. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I know some of you guys are watching and you're doing a little bit of a freebie, and that's all right. You guys can do that. But if you would, and if you like this video so far and have watched a few others, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, liking the video, and just checking out some of the other videos I've made. I really appreciate all of you guys that have come along through the way and especially if you start from the beginning. It's a psychological thing, subbing to a channel that has less than 100 subs. It's a weird thing, but appreciate you guys doing it. But let's get to work, guys. We have to get all of this stuff. Get some iron, get some copper, get all of the valuable stuff. I'm not sure if I'd be able to tap into this red layer just yet. I am interested though. It's like the vacuum and the gun cover up the entirety of it, so I can't see the cracks very well. But I think I'm just gonna stay in the blue layer. I need to get that silver. I'd like to get that chest. Gun recoil. Oh, the pickaxe miner. Oh, that's devastating. We don't have access to that. Why did I pick that? Because sometimes I just don't think, I suppose. So speaking of weather, yeah, we have had the weirdest weather. We've had some tornadoes. We've had tons of rain, thunder, lightning storms, windstorm. We've had 60-degree weather up until the 70s, and then we have 2 to 5 inches of snow on the ground right now. So who knows what's going on over here. We're just along for the ride. It's a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's a fun one, and it doesn't hurt my neck. So I'll take it any day. Just seems like the weather, as far as like the fall, that time between fall and winter is some of my favorite weather, because it's like early, like low 40s, high 30s, crisp air, very little wind, no snow, just perfect outside working weather. And that's when I usually like to have little bonfires in our backyard. And I would have liked to at least have had like a friend over to enjoy it with us, but not this case. So this fall we just brought out my wife's telescope and checked out the stars and Saturn, and I think right now it's Saturn's too close to the sun at this point, and so it makes it hard to look through a telescope at Saturn. And so I'm really looking forward to looking at Jupiter this coming spring, summer, because last time, let's actually take a little break from talking. 36K, that's a little bit more than last time, I'm pretty sure. We should be able to afford I thought for sure we'd be able to afford that, but we can if I sell that. And we should be able to get into the red layer now. Don't need the platforms, I don't think. But I'm not going to sell them just yet. I don't really need my inventory space. So what about water? Do I need to worry about water? I'll grab a basic water gun, because all the water is the same, just 2 times damage. Anything to help us out. Okay, amethyst there, a bunch of stuff here, mostly valuables. Now the question is, do I go for the rubies so that I can give them to Tabitha? Although these are probably going to just drop like 1 or 2, right? Yeah, it just drops 1, so it's not worth it at this point in time. I didn't see how much more damage this does, but I mean, it does double whatever it does now because of the water, so I'll take it. Gonna be feeling good about this day. Didn't grab any of this stuff. Don't have hardly any coal. Let's just grab the coal quota real quick. Just shoot around constantly. Oh yeah. I really like the shallow map. It's very satisfying, and it's not as intimidating, and I really like the fact that I'm able to use the vacuum for much further down. Just makes it easier. Yes, it makes it way easier. But it just makes it a little bit more satisfying and enjoyable for me. I really like that part of it. So we're sitting at almost 6,000 coal. Now we have 6,500. So each one of the red blocks is about 6,500 coal. See what we're looking at for amethyst. Probably won't tell us. Did do a chunk of it, so it was at least 32. So we'll take that. That's pretty good. Need to keep watering everything, making sure that this is all primed to be damaged, like my childhood. Let's actually get this copper down here so I can get the amethyst. I feel like that's the best course of action there. There is a silver block to the right. I love my silver. My father-in-law actually keeps silver as like a... It's like a precautionary thing. It's like people who are afraid of, like, if the economy collapses, they think that the precious metals are going to be worth something. But like I've said before, the only precious metals that are going to be valuable is lead and then gunpowder. That will be the only thing that matters if that were to happen, which I don't think it ever will. We're too structured of a society, and we hold a different set of morality versus like what we did back in the olden days. So hope it never comes to it. But if it does, I know where to find silver. So that's good. I remember when my son was born, I guess my dad came and visited. Actually, it was before my son was born. My dad visited, and he gave my wife and I like a little gold bar. I don't remember. It was like a bullion or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's for my son. So we're just holding on to that. But it's like, it's from my grandma, his great grandma. And it's just such a grandma thing to buy. It's just one of those things that so it's a gold bullion, but it has our last name engraved onto it. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a little fun thing for him. He could say it's from his great grandma, it's a cool thing. I love when people pass things on to their grandkids or great grandkids, and they can just talk about the fact that they got it from them. And I love telling stories, and I love when people tell me stories. And it's just one of those cool things of telling stories about your history. Let's take a look at this. 107,000. So we went from 33K to 107,000. You telling me the red layer does all of that for us? That's what I'm talking about. So we could sell that for 32,000. That would bring us up to 41, which would not bring us to a good layer. So we're looking at, we still have access to the vacuum. We probably should just keep going at this. If we get another 100,000, we can get the gold minigun, and that would bring us 3 times more. That's worth it. So let's do day 10 and just keep going. We'll try and go this way. Just need to water everything and go. But yeah, I love when people tell stories about like old-fashioned stuff, and like when your grandparents are telling you stories about how they grew up, or even their parents. I just love that stuff, because you just get the most unique things, because even just 100 years ago, things were so much different, and how they had to live. Even 100 years, like, it's just so crazy. I probably just said 100 years and then 100 years. That's just the way my brain goes sometimes. Just the brain rot just really gets to me sometimes. Because I remember my grandma telling us stories about when she was a little girl. She lived on a little farm, and she would have to help her mom with all of the work, and she was like 4 or 5 years old, and they were no nonsense back in the day. It didn't matter how old you were. If you were a young girl, you were helping with the laundry, dishes, food, everything. And if you're a young boy, you were helping with the cattle, all of the animals, the yard, just everything. it was a whole different world, and now we just coddle people to death. And I have a desk job, and I'm just complaining about my back and how everything is so terrible. It's not really compared to back then, but time is so weird in how we, like, different problems arise because of different things. Like, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but we just have different problems now compared to what they had. Because, like, they could afford so much more with so much less, and it is because of more people being in the workforce, both men and women, because women back then were not necessarily a major factor in the workforce. It's just a fact. It's just the way it was. And the less people you have in the workforce, the higher the wages. And the higher the wages, the more you can survive on. It's just simple economics. It's just not that hard to understand. And so back in the day, it was just a lot different because they could do that and they could afford more because of the way it was. It's just different now. So we have to adapt to the changes, and with that comes different problems. So anyways, my TED Talk, the trash cans TED Talk, it's not over, but we're switching topics now to taxes. We're getting close to tax day actually over here in the US. It's taxes, having to do them myself is just one of the most frustrating things. Or I should say it used to be one of the most frustrating things. Like, I get pretty ticked off every single time I do my taxes because I see how much I get taxed, and it's just so much money going away to the government, which it doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right. Like, you know, you don't necessarily agree with 100% of the stuff that you're funding with your money. And to a certain degree, like, that's fine. But also to another degree, like, you'd wish that you had some sort of representation with the taxes that you're spending. But, like, you could imagine, like, our healthcare system would be better, or our politicians could actually represent the people of the state that they are supposed to represent. You know, it's just one of those things. But again, like I said, different time, different problems, and we're just blessed. In the end of the day, Christ is our Lord and Savior, and he's in control. 102K, we got it. Should be able to afford that, absolutely. So we're going to be getting the 500 versus 150, and let's see how much. 643 damage for the next one. I want a better water gun if I can get it. Yeah, because I'm not going to be spending really much more on anything else. If I got senior collectors and stuff, it wouldn't be doing anything, so I don't think it's worth it just yet. So let's start day 11. We'll grab the vacuum because that's our collector. Okay, looks like we have silver over there, and I really want that. There is a chest over there. Should I try and get that? So maybe once I get my coal quota, I'll grab the chest. But yeah, I need to do my taxes. Since my wife, I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, my wife didn't go to college, but yet she still got a decent job at a financial firm. And part of one of the perks was getting our taxes done. And so I took that advantage and learned all I could from that. And now I do our own taxes, and it helps out significantly because we don't have to pay for it. We didn't have to pay for it then, but it would cost like $400 if we wanted to get our taxes done, and that's outrageous. I don't know what you guys pay for your taxes, or if you just do TurboTax. I tried TurboTax, but man, do they nickel and dime you. And anyone that tries to take... Okay, here's the mindset that I have. I'm already doing my taxes. I'm already doing something that I shouldn't have to do because the government is too lazy to just do it for me. And so they have my money, and I'm just going through paperwork that if I accidentally do it falsely, that I'll go to prison and get in trouble. You know, I'm already kind of stressed and peeved about it. Not happy about it. But then I have TurboTax nickel and diming me because I have to do state and federal and local, and like if you do state and TurboTax and it charges you, but it doesn't tell you how much it charges you. And then, hey, I have a house and I have medical bills and I give to charity, and it's like, oh, okay, you want to itemize your deductions? Well, that costs an extra $250 too. So, and it just gets to the point where, man, how much are you gonna get nickeled and dimed before it's too much? So I just needed to learn on my own. I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, we got one of these. Oh, pink diamonds? That was huge. That was huge. Smash through those pink diamonds. Okay, I want all of this coal and silver. That was huge. But just imagine that. You know, you think you get your coal quota, and then the government comes by and they say, oh yeah, you know what? Since you're over 8,000, but you have also like you're over 20,000, you're gonna have to give us like, let's say like 50%. No, it's more like 24, 22. But still, it's like, you gotta give us some of that. And it's like, what did you do to earn that? Anyways, that's my soapbox. Moral of the story, I have to do my taxes, and last year I did one of my coworkers' taxes for him. It's really funny. He waited until the last second, and I was just like, dude, I'll do your taxes for you, and over like took us like 20 minutes to do it. It was no time because he's just a single dude and he doesn't own a whole lot, so it's a lot easier. It's a lot harder if you own a business or if you want to itemize things or so on and so forth. If you own a lot in stock and dividends and stuff like that, it gets more complicated with that. But if you're just a single dude and you don't have much, it's way simple. Way simpler. So it just takes no time, and what's also frustrating is that they don't teach you much how to do it. And so it's up to you to learn it on your own or just pay somebody to do it, which in most cases people just pay for it. And I'm all for not that. Let's see how we did. 93,000 in that. That's a good day. 356k. So we're probably about halfway to the sapphire or the ruby minigun. It's probably going to be worth it to get the ruby rifle before this one. We can get that actually. So this is 5,000, whereas that was 500. That shoots 5 times faster, so it's 2,500 versus 5,000. So this is 2 times better, plus another 2 times. So let's get the ruby rifle. I'm sticking with rifles rather than just getting the flamethrower every time, because just for some variety in the gameplay. I love the flamethrower, and let's start day 12. I love the flamethrower. Let's start day 12. Yeah, the flamethrower is so good, and I like the way it works in this game, but at the same time, I just don't want to use it every single time for you guys. Get some variety in the gameplay. Okay, use the water gun. Get double damage. So much better now. How fast can we go through these rubies? Pretty fast, actually. Water everything around us. Go for this. Get our coal quota. Water everything. It's a good amount of silver up there. I really want that silver. Water everything again. coal. What are your guys' thoughts on if I were to create a tax software program that is a lot easier than TurboTax and is completely free and fills out the forms for you? All you need to do is double check it, sign it, put in your personal information like social security number. I don't want any of that stored anywhere. That it should be your problem, not my problem. I don't want to store it anywhere. It's a new session every time. It should be open source software. And once I publish it, I don't want anything to do with it. All you need to do is upload the correct forms and it should be good to go. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Would you guys want something like that? I would love to make something like that, but before I put in the effort, just make sure that there's someone out there that actually needs it, because I have no problem going and doing and getting my forms that I need, but I know a lot of other people would like to just have that be done for them. Really just prospecting here. Need to get more gold. Got our coal quota of 24,000 right now, so we're double it currently. So just go for the more valuable stuff. Sapphire, gold, diamonds, emeralds, rupees. What do you guys think about the new Pokemon game coming out? It's like, I don't even know what it's called anymore. It's like the Pokemania one, or whatever you call it. I haven't really even looked too much into it, so I can't really say too much about it. I just know that a lot of the Pokemon games have been very mediocre since like Emerald, or even Black and White, I should say. Been very mediocre. I've been so underwhelmed with how like very similar the games have been. It's like Pokemon kind of turned into FIFA for me, to where it's like they copy and paste the game code, add maybe a couple of new Pokemon, or change how the gyms work or whatever, or some of the graphics or anything like that, and then call it a different name, maybe change the starter Pokemons, and then that's it. It's just like FIFA, you know, copy and paste the game, change the players, that's it. And if you work for them and you're a lawyer, sue me, I don't care. I know they like to sue, both of them. But anyways, we're here. We're making it happen. We're gonna have a pretty decent day, I think, especially if I can get some of these silver blocks down. This is gonna be huge. 172k in silver, 114 in gold, 642. Okay, so we have the ruby minigun if we want it, and then we're getting into like the millions here. So that's 10,000 per. This is 1,500. So this is gonna be 5 times better. We're looking at 7,500 versus 5,000, and then we're probably going to need. Let's get the one-click loot for fun. Probably gonna need these now. At least one more of those. We're gonna get into the realm of, let's see, 8,000. Yeah, we're gonna be getting into the realm of getting further than our vacuum. So we need those guys. Let's start day 13. Grab the vacuum, get down there, kind of just go straight down from where our vacuum hose comes from. Makes it as easy as possible. make our way to this chest. Hopefully this breaks pretty easily. Oh yeah, it does. So we'll do, all of these are trash. I can't believe it. We'll take the cash, even though it's worth nothing to us. And I'm gonna work my way over to those pink diamonds. It would be nice to get our coal quota actually. So I'll also work for that. I didn't get a collector's whistle. So that was a big mistake by me, but I should be able to fill these guys up enough to make it so that they collect more, or at least turn their stuff in. I hope I got that pink diamond. I hope they didn't get that. So I already got the coal quota of 24,000 or 18,000. So I have 24,000, quarter of the way through the day. And we're just gonna focus on all the valuable stuff. We're not wasting any time. And then hopefully we can find some chests too that we can break into actually. Let's see. Get going. Let's get this silver, because I love my silver. And these guys with the hard hat and the halo. All things considered, it hasn't been too bad, only going with collectors in the vacuum and myself mining. Kind of like it better when I mine versus the miners. It's quite a bit more satisfying. Even though the miners just destroy the blocks so much faster, it's just way less satisfying. Okay, let's get over there. Alright. And I'm gonna make my way over to this chest actually. Need more upgrades for the weapons and stuff. I don't have hardly any. And of course it was not an upgrade. But yeah, the interview tomorrow shouldn't be too long. I'm supposed to have it over lunch. So, and if you guys are wondering, like, I'm a very transparent guy. So if you're wondering, I'm doing this behind my old boss's back, I'm not. Or my current boss's back, I'm not. I actually told him about it, and he's all for it. If you know, if it's the Lord's will, things will go great, and if it's not, then things won't go well. I'm under that impression because I've prepared for this and over my entire career. So it's just one of those things where it's like, if I'm a fit personality wise. So if the new CEO and other software engineers that work there, which it's like only 2 other engineers and a manager, if they don't like me, then if they don't like how much I yap and put them to sleep during meetings, then, you know, it's just not gonna be a good fit. Whereas my boss currently puts me to sleep. Magic, missile damage, jump velocity, axe damage. Like, what are these things? These are not the best upgrades for us. Kind of not working out for the best right now. Actually going to pick those up and just keep going to the left, trying to get all of these valuable things. Maybe I can get this gold before our collectors get it, and all the rest of this stuff. Go for the silver, and then iron, maybe the gold. Okay, we broke it, but we probably didn't collect any of it. But hopefully we get 1 million this day. Probably 800k. 1.1 mil. That's what I'm talking about. So it's quite a bit more than I thought it was going to be, but we still have a lot. Do I bring back the pistol just for giggles? That is 100k bullet damage, but 1 every 3 seconds. So actually 3.33 per second versus 151 So we're talking 50 times more for this one. But the pistol's still better. How does that work? Or we get 200k, where it's like 1 per second. Do I mix it up, guys? Do I go for it is the question. Or do I bring out the poison gun just for giggles here? We are kind of doing like whatever we can. So I don't like the diamond pickaxe though. You kind of have to be right next to what you want to hit. I'm not a fan of that. So I can sell this for 321,000. That would bring me up to 1.4, which would have been close to the pink diamond pickaxe. So I could have just dug straight down. But at the same time, I am going to go with the diamond pistol. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll regret it. But you know what? We're going to try it anyways. Day 14. Sometimes you just got to risk it, guys. We're not about doing everything safe constantly. We need some risk and excitement in our lives. Okay, let's get these diamonds. Diamonds, silver. There's definitely a increase in damage, that's for sure. I'm able to break these pretty easily. So that feels nice. I could have gotten the collector's whistle, but I forgot. And there's not enough time to go back. The ship has sailed. And we are on it. So we're at 6,000 coal. Collect this silver. Don't like that our collectors are getting them, but that's what I'm paying them for. So I can't complain too much about that. So I did call about our couch that we bought and kind of scheduling the delivery, and they're booked for the next 2 weeks. So we gotta go a whole 2 weeks without it, which I've gone years without it, so I'm not complaining too much, but I'm ready for new couches. My old couches are the ones that came with the house, and they bought new couches for the house, but not in the living room area, and it's in kind of the family area where we have the TV. It just kind of hurts my back if I sit there for too long. I like my office chair a bit. That's been really nice to have, and it's kind of hard for me. Part of the reason why I stay up late and have sleep insomnia is because I think in my mind I dread sleeping so much for too long because it just hurts my back if I lay down for too long. And this chair is actually better than my bed in terms of like sleeping. So I look forward to the couches and seeing how it turns out for sleeping wise. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to break all that. We're at 69k for the coal. Just kept trying to shoot whatever I can so that these guys will deposit all their stuff. Get diamonds and gold and amethyst. Need rubies for the next upgrade for the vacuum, but I'm not sure we're gonna do that or not. But yes, we are getting it. We are getting all of the coal. 86,000. Maybe we'll get to 150k. Do we want to get to that? Maybe. Maybe not. Just trying to get all the valuable stuff, actually. But at the same time, if our collectors grab the valuable stuff that we pick up, might as well collect everything so that they actually go and deposit what we are dropping. Grab whatever's in this chest. Nothing that we could ever want. So we'll do bomb damage, because why not? If we have the choice, do that. Because the monetary value for those is not equivalent at all for what it should be. Because if I'm on the red layer and I'm making, say, a couple 100,000 per day, then why should the cash prize for the chest be like 17,000? Like, that doesn't make any sense, but that's just the thought. And we have these, and we're gonna shoot, and we're gonna shoot. Try and get as much damage as possible. Okay. And we are collecting, and hopefully I get enough stuff to where these guys will drop it and collect it. Okay, 230k on iron. Hopefully we got 2 mil, but I doubt it. 1.75. Okay, so we're at 2.3 million actually. We still can't afford hardly anything, but if we sold the diamond pistol for 470, that would bring us to 2.7, which would only bring us to the diamond shotgun. 66,000, 14 per second. So it's just barely better than the diamond pistol, but still not that great. Should probably just go into day 15 and hope for the best. Get one of those guys. I'll grab one more just because. Day 15. It's not looking good out there. Got some uranium plants out there. Nuclear plants. Okay. Diamonds. Sure. Why not? Wet everything. I will tell you though, man, doing the parkour in the incremental game that's also a platformer, doing the platforming on that plus commentating, that was kind of tough. You know, it's just, that was another thing I just was not expecting was going to be a hard part of it. Like, while I was editing that, I noticed a lot of kind of dead air, and like, I felt bad because I do enjoy telling you guys stories and stuff and just talking about things that's going on in my life, but man, it was really difficult when I'm trying to focus because I don't want the gameplay to be absolute dog water, and I just want it to be somewhat entertaining for you guys. So I was just trying to focus. It's just, I have to use most of my brain power to focus to not fail super hard. But in games like Coal LLC or the Incredicer game, like, it's a little bit easier, especially when you get stupid upgrade choices like this. We'll go with the sprint speed. And it's just a little bit easier to talk when you're doing something that's like mining blocks or rolling my die over. Rolling my die, of course I switch it and it switches that. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I'm gonna just mine this coal and see how long it takes to break it. But yeah, it's just easier to talk while you do something a little monotonous. And that's what I appreciate about this game, is it allows me to kind of build that skill while I'm playing a game, so that, you know, later on my games where I do play a game that's a little bit more thought and provoking, it helps me build that skill. So thank you, Coal LLC, for that. But in the meantime, we're just gonna stay pretty trash and pretty awkward, but we're killing it. We're killing it this far. And I can officially say that my interview is today. It's now Tuesday, meaning it's beyond midnight, just barely. But I do enjoy these evening moments where I can play. And I mean, I used to go to bed at the same time with my wife, but it just didn't work out because she gets up early because she wants to read the word, and also my son sometimes wakes up a little bit earlier, and it's a lot harder for me to go to sleep than it is for me to stay asleep, if that makes sense. So it's harder for me to wake up in the mornings, but it's the time in which I'm able to sleep, so it's better for me to sleep in. But for her, it's kind of the exact opposite. She can fall asleep anywhere, anytime, doesn't matter. She's ready to go any moment. And so think it was a mistake going for this, but I kind of think we're committed at this point. It better be worth it. But anyways, yeah, that's just one of the things. It's a sacrifice that we both have to make, because I did want to go to bed with her. I wish I could go to sleep at the same time as her, but it's just not the way it's gonna work. But I do enjoy these evening nights where I'm able to play games and kind of just do things that I'm not able to do during the day. And I also am able to edit and work on other YouTube stuff and games and all sorts of things. Can't believe we actually got that. Did we get it before that guy though? We better have. That guy just came out of nowhere. I think we got it. 369k for that. Only 1 mil. Day 15. Winner. Endless mode, not good enough. So we have 3.1. We can get 470k for that. We should get the rifle. So we're going from 100k to 33, but that shoots 10 times faster than this pretty much. So we're talking like 300k damage. Or we could get the staff. Now we're getting the diamond rifle for sure. Or we can get the pink pistol. No, wait. We're talking 750k damage versus, oh man, 900k. Yeah, the diamond rifle's better. So let's get we don't really need the hoverboard. It's probably just one of those nice to haves right now. So we're going to have a nice to have. We're going to treat ourselves. Day 16. And shoot to get some chests here. I think we just got a diamond rifle. And none of those are that great. And we got pink diamonds, and we'll wet the ground, and then we'll get these pink diamonds and wet damage. That's what we're looking for. Is if we can't get the bullet damage upgrades, we might as well get the wet damage, because it's pretty much double our bullet damage or any damage that we do. So that's going to help us out in the long run. It did take a second to shoot through the choco block there. Do want to break through one of these things here. One of these things, these blocks, should be faster than the pistol. 81,000 of 80,000 of the coal quota. Not bad, not bad. Let's get these amethysts here. We have 3 of the really good collectors. So pretty much anything that we break in this layer, it's collected instantly. Or at least it should be. Yeah, it was no problem for him. 100k coal. Get the copper. It's just kind of weird. I don't know if it's worth it mining into this layer. Probably still worth it to mine a bit of it, but then get into some more of the valuable stuff in the red layer here. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, just go for all this. Feels good to actually be able to mine through things. We'll go through water and the gun. Water and the gun. Yeah, they're not able to keep up with this. Or they are. They're keeping up. I lied. Liar. We are keeping them busy though, and that's the good part about it. We don't need to keep them busy because we have a vacuum, but we're getting our money's worth if we do. I have been brainstorming more game ideas. I keep thinking of more and more game ideas, and I have committed to one. I have. But it's just one of those things that I always come up with another idea and I like it so much and I just want to do it, where I almost start to lose the passion for the current project that I'm working on. But I just have to come out with one thing, and even if it's absolute dog, need to complete one, get one under my belt, and feel good about it. Get those rubies there, yeah. And I actually need to shoot those silver blocks. My trusty silver. And then get over here. Get these trusty silvers. Oh yeah. So good. Yeah, so we had a windstorm. So we had the tornadoes and stuff last week. And then a couple of days ago we had our power go out, which I was talking about in my video, and possibly not being able to film, and that would have been not very fun, but thankfully I was able to. Okay, let's look at what we got. 500,000 of amethyst. Pretty good. 4,000 diamond. 2.7 mil. Not bad. See, that's 4.3 if I sold that for this. Nice. Okay, we're still doing pretty well on just about everything. So let's do day 17. Keep going. Oh, that just blasts through it. It's not even close. Especially if I wet it. Man. Easy sauce. Easy, easy. So yeah, as far as working for a different industry, I look forward to the potential. This isn't a for sure deal yet, but I look forward to the potential of working for a different industry. I just feel like the healthcare industry has kind of let me down quite a bit, and it's just given me less and less faith of it. And bullet damage 20%, that's what I'm talking about, and none of that's that great, so we'll go with poison. So I'm pretty pumped for that. And yeah, my boss said that he could use me or I could use him as a reference. So I feel like that's a pretty good sign, is if you're hiring somebody and their current boss is willing to be a reference. I don't know what you guys think. What do you guys think? I feel like that's a decent sign. And I also feel like that says something about honesty, because I never want to kind of screw anybody unless they deserve to be screwed. Anyways, don't really want to screw anyone, because that just breaks a connection. And like any other job that I've left, they've always said I've been welcome back. So if anything ever goes wrong with the current company I am in and I can't find a job right away, I can always go back to the previous ones, with no bad blood or anything. And I've always held that to be true, and I feel like it's helped me out significantly as far as having that sense of security. So I guess you guys could take that and do with it as you will, but it pays off in the end. But yeah, the same company that I got my coworker a position at, my current coworker that I work with, he left the company not too long ago, and I got him a position at one of my previous companies that I worked at, and the dude left after 4 days. He's like, yeah, this is not for me, and then begged our current boss for his job back. And I was just like, yikes. And we just recently had our reviews, or whatever you want to call them. More bullet damage, yes. And I think I got a pretty decently high grade. I've gotten really crappy grades the past couple of years, and like the reasons for them are like you can't get a perfect score on a couple of these and so on and so forth. Like the reasonings for the grades were just ridiculous. So I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing, weird ordeal. I hate having to review myself, as in like grade myself. I just feel like I shouldn't have to do that. It should be what my boss has to do, right? It's not part of my job description to do that. But I guess that's a poor attitude to have, because we never do what's in our job description. We always do more. Or at least that's what the mindset should be, I suppose. Hopefully I can get this gold before, yes, and before the collectors. Suck on that. Let's take a look at the damage. 2.74. We're hovering around the 2 point something millions. Our progress has slowed down significantly. We're looking at, what, 10 mil for the pink diamond rifle. Yikes, 750 damage for that. That is, goodness, 1.5. We're still doing pretty decent with everything except for our damage. Probably gonna get a collector's whistle, just because, just in case I have to blow the whistle for any reason. I don't want to have to worry about it. I want the item filter. And should I get these up to 10? I'm gonna do that. Okay, we're left with 1.6, so we're at 18 mil, or 1.8 mil, sorry, 1.7 mil on day 18. I need to get some of these chests here and hope that they give me something good. Not that though. Okay, it's way too slow. Kind of have to focus on the red layer again. Hopefully we can get more. Let's do collector speed. And shouldn't have to do the water on the red layer as much. Just kind of takes more time to do that than it does to just shoot it for a little bit longer. It's not like it takes that much extra time. Just like these chocolate blocks, I'm able to break through them pretty easily. And then it gives me one pink diamond. Like, how does that help me? Okay, let's check it out. I'm just doing constant testing. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. Stopped, and it's gonna be just rolling around. Okay. Let's try and get through as much as we can here. Looking at 328,000 coal. So we're looking pretty good as far as possibly getting a decent day this day and getting as much valuable stuff as possible. Collector capacity is the only good thing there, or at least halfway decent thing. We're staying ahead of them pretty much. And missile damage, drill damage. I guess we'll do missile damage. It's not like we use it or anything. But yeah, I think my boss and my coworker, I told them both about the interview, and they're kind of bummed out about it. My boss actually hired me for this company, and we worked previously at a different company, and he hired me specifically to work with them, and it was our dream to work together again. And it's just hard when upper management doesn't kind of do things that that they should be to better the company and to better the services that we provide, and just kind of turns into a tough position. And you know, my family is growing, and my son has certain medical needs that require decent amount of funds, unfortunately, but I have to accommodate that, and like I said before, adapt to the situations that we're in and the problems, and make the best of it. And you know, you can't just sit around and do nothing. You have to. All right, flamethrower, can we do a lot of damage here? Okay, got super excited. I love flamethrowers. I should actually get this. But yeah, you can't just sit around and do nothing. You have to adapt to the problems and situation that you're in. It's just the way you should be, and it's what you should do. So that's what I'm doing with looking for a new job. Looking for better health benefits and a little bit more money to compensate for my son's needs. So, just thankful for the opportunity to do so, and that my boss is so understanding, and my coworkers. Thinking we did a pretty decent job. 1 million in iron, 1 million in silver, almost a mil in coal, 6.8 mil total. We're looking at 8.5, so we need 1.5 in order to get the 10 mil, which could get us to the pink diamond rifle. That would bring us to 10.6, which brings us to that. We're talking 80,000 times 30 versus 10,000 times 150. So that is 1.5 mil, whereas this is 2.4. If I do that correctly, yeah, 2.4. So we're talking almost 2 times the damage, and we should get a more powerful water gun. So it'll now do 7 tiles instead of just 4. That's going to help us out a little bit. It's not going to be a lot, but we should probably sell all of these guys and start day 19. It's here for day 19 and get as many of these as possible, even though they have not helped us out that much. Keep going with the poison damage, because maybe we'll do poison at some point, and missile damage. Maybe we'll pick up a wand. Maybe not. It's not likely, but it's not like it's not likely. Alright, get the silver from this layer. It's pretty huge. Probably should get some coal from this layer. We're cooking this red layer now. They're just picking up everything. We'll have our coal quota in no time. And collector speed. I don't know how much is in each one of the coal blocks, but it should be a pretty significant amount. Should bring us closer and closer each time to that coal quota there. But I should probably hit some of these and see what we get from that. Maybe it's enough. It seems to be a decent amount. Seems to be enough to do a decent dent in our quota. Yeah, we're gonna have that 600 now. We just have to make sure that we get them to turn in all their stuff at the end of the day. We did not do that on the last day, so hopefully we don't forget, because that is totally plausible that we forget again. Maybe I need to do more Sudoku, and my wife needs to make fun of me. Kids are such strange little people. So my son, on the way to church on Sunday, just randomly started saying my name. And, you know, I was copying it back to him and trying to get him to say it more, but it's just one of those things that, like, I'm not sure if I want him to refer to me by my name. Just want him to call me Dada or whatever. I call my dad Daddy-O. Just whatever. But it's just like really funny to hear such a tiny human say words in such a small voice. There's just something surreal about it, and it just makes you want to hear more. Little people are so precious. I mentioned it before how they deserve all the protection. But yeah, it was really funny. Me and my wife were laughing super hard when he was just saying my name. He's hardly said very many words. He knows the word deer, and that he can say. He can say deer. He can say hi. This. Mama, Dada, of course. He can't say of course, but he can say Mama, Dada, of course. And he's like in the point in time where he's trying to say words, so he'll just like start babbling, and he's trying to communicate with us, but he's like starting to get a little bit frustrated, and he's babbling, but we can't understand him completely. So he gets a little frustrated from it. So I feel bad for the dude, but at the same time, like, he's right on the edge. He's so close to being able to. 5 mil in amethyst, 3 mil in rubies, 14 mil overall. That should be a ruby minigun if I do say so myself. Sorry, pink diamond minigun. Okay, pink diamond minigun bought. So we're going from the rifle, which had 83,030 per second, to 25,150k or 150 per second. So we're talking like, I don't know if that's much better, actually. So it's 2.4 versus math. Yeah, it's much better, actually. Never mind. Inventory, we'll move that to the right spot, and then we will get actually 10 of these. And then that should be good. Start day 20. And let's get down to business. Alright, bullet damage, absolutely. And poison damage. Let's actually grab this silver. Big fan of the silver. Maybe I can get into this coal here quick enough. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I forgot to blow the whistle at the end of the last match, but I doubt we missed out on too much. It's not like I mind that much. Get this silver. Feeling good about possibly reaching day 25. I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford the spinal minigun, but I'm feeling decent that we might be able to do all of it with the pink diamond minigun, if anything. If worse comes to worse, I can bust out the flamethrower and just go back and forth with that and the minigun, just so I have some passive damage along with the active damage of the minigun. But from what I'm seeing, like, I'm gonna get this 1 million pretty easily, just like that. And then what the quota is going to jump to 1.6, and then it's going to be 2 point something, and so on and so forth. So we're looking at like by day 25 maybe 6 mil for the quota, or it could be like 20 mil. Either one, I'm up for the challenge. I can do it, because I am breaking these blocks somewhat easily. Not as easily as it should be, I suppose, but I just want bullet damage or water damage. The upgrades I've been getting from the chests have been absolute garbage. That's the one thing about doing the Maverick class, is you have all upgrades available, which your pool of upgrades is just way too high. Maybe poison damage is what we need to do instead of the flamethrower. Hopefully this diamond blocks are worth a lot more. And we have all these collectors. Not really doing much, but they're doing honest work. Okay, we'll probably switch to the red layer here, and we will attempt to just collect as much as we can of the valuable stuff. Yes, I love watching all the ore fall. It's so satisfying. I haven't collected any of the new ore on the black layer, so it's just too hard to mine. It's just not worth it. It'd take way too much time. And I think the spinal minigun is, golly, like a bajillion dollars. Pickaxe mine speed, why not? Can't buy anything else and have it be good. And that was a pink diamond. Nice. How about some regular diamonds? Easy peasy. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head, the Let's Get Down to Business song. Be a man. Alright, let's do regen. So at least that does damage. Looking at 23 seconds. 20 seconds. See if we can get some more chests here. Pickaxe speed, sure. Why not? And whistle blown. I'm a whistleblower. And whistle blown again. Should have gotten there in time. 7 mil on the silver, I believe. 12 mil on the amethyst. 34 mil total. What are we looking at for our next price? So we're in the hundreds of mils for price now. Okay, the spinal pickaxe might be something that we aim for, because that does 50 mil damage, although the spinal pistol is also quite a bit of damage. I think I need to get the pink diamond poison gun. That way, yeah, I need to get that. That way I'm able to do passive damage while I'm just going along with my day. So let's do another 20 of these guys, because we need to ramp it up a little bit. Just so you guys watch, I'm going to turn on the turbo for my mining, and we're going to get that 100 mil on this one. So I did a lot for that. We'll do day 21, and hopefully we're able to get down there easily, quickly, get some decent upgrades, potentially. Pink diamonds. And flamethrower like this. Okay. See how much the flamethrower does damage wise on all of these. Looks like it's quite a bit. If I spray it with poison at the same time and then water, should be looking at quite a bit of damage. And I'm just gonna spray everything. That way, just constant flow of ore. Even though it's probably not gonna break all the valuable stuff, it's just gonna be the generic valued stuff, but I'm about it. I don't need much. I just need 1.7 mil coal, that's all. So I just keep going with poison, and then water, and then more poison, and then more water, and then pick up a chest, get the pickaxe mining, whatever. I guess it will be helpful because I am going to get the pickaxe before I'm going to be able to get the other stuff, like the minigun and such. So that does work out for us. We're looking at 6.7 mil coal out of 1.7, and we're almost halfway through the day. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. We got the water gun this time. We didn't make that mistake again. We're trying to do this efficiently. So we'll just keep making this as wide as possible so we can keep breaking the darker gray layer. Our collectors, they may or may not be able to keep up, but you know, that's not our problem. Whatever, climb speed. So I'll just go back and forth. Go through with the water on this one. Although I'm not sure it's breaking that one at all. So it doesn't really matter for that one. Just keep going up and down. Looking at almost 10 mil coal. Not too bad. Okay. Let's get the player pickaxe mine speed. That's going to help us out. And keep doing the gray layer. And keep going. Keep on going. Would have probably enjoyed the water to be down there a little bit, but that's alright. And yeah, we need to wet those layers a little bit. These gray layers here. Definitely going to have a very valuable run on this one. 11.7 million coal. Feeling really good about that. Water down everything. Then we go with the poison. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. I wonder if I've broken any of these neon green layers. I'm sure it's possible. Okay, we'll go in with the water here. And poison. And it looks like the collectors are getting closer, but not 100%. All right. 16.185. Yeah, they're not keeping up. Maybe I should have gotten more collectors and just did all collectors. 16, 16, 20. We definitely got 100 mil on that one, but I don't know if we got the 160. Poison was our biggest damager on that one. So is it even worth getting that one versus the electric one is 160. 1.65 billion. I say this is more powerful than the minigun. It's not as good. Do I do the... Nah, I need to keep doing this. Okay, we have 19 mil now. We'll go with 20. I don't remember what that's going to set me back. Yeah, it's not that much. So we'll do 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. And then another 50 should bring us there. Yeah, easy peasy. Day 22. Day 22, we're back at it. We got the spinal pickaxe now, which is pretty slow. Not gonna lie. Our pickaxe speed is not very good. This could be pretty bad, actually. Okay, get the water down. And broke an iron block. I don't know what that was. Another iron block. Wonder what one of the coal blocks is going to be. 1.5 mil. Okay. So one of these coal blocks is worth a lot. So the ones on the green layer, pretty well worth it. Can't really see because of these collectors though. That's kind of annoying. But I guess if it gets too bad, I will just remove how many I can see. It's not too big of a deal. Maybe if I just poison them. Just get the water all the way around. Get them somewhere else. So 11 mil coal. Not too bad. We'll definitely get the day 25 very easily. I feel like the poison doesn't do much. Poison does 750k damage per tick, and it does like 12 ticks, whereas mine pickaxe does 50 million per hit, and I'm hitting pretty hard and pretty much faster than each tick, so I'd say I'm pretty well ahead. Absolute bonkers. So my wife and I, for our baby shower, we got a whole bunch of books. So instead of a lot of toys and stuff, we just asked for a lot of books for our son. And one of the books that we got was your like first 1,000 words. And like each page gives you like 50 to 100 different words of like everyday items and stuff. But the problem is it's in like English, so like British English. So like a whole bunch of weird names for things, like I can't even remember. It's just not right. It's like the trunk of a car is called the boot and stuff. And it's been throwing me off a bit because, you know, I've been talking about it. And we still read it with our son, but I just correct what we say and what we call things versus what it's called in the book. And so it makes it really confusing for me because sometimes I'll be reading something and I'll be reading it as if it's English, and I'll misinterpret the meaning and stuff. So it's just messing with my just comprehension of just basic English. So it's just been actually a deterioration of my mindset. Hopefully I can get these diamonds. It's going to be worth a lot if I actually get them. Maybe I'll be able to get like the 600 million for a new flamethrower, or is it like $1 billion for a new flamethrower? Can't quite remember. Actually, I need to send these guys up. So those guys actually got sent back up. 35 million in coal, 75 million amethyst. So we got the 1 billion mark. Our collectors didn't have to do much at all. Let's see what other spinal things we can afford. We can afford the spinal flamethrower or the spinal poison gun. What kind of, okay, let's see. The poison damage is 210% and the fire damage is only 15%. So we're looking at better poison damage than we are fire damage, unfortunately. I do like the fire a lot more, but it's just we can't do that. So how much is that? 82 mil. I could get the spinal rifle for 8 million damage. times 30. It's just so much more damage. Talking 240 million damage versus 50k or 50 million. So this is 75 million, and it's just way more all over the place. So it's just so much better. Let's get 500 of these guys. We're gonna need it with all of the poison that we're gonna be putting down. Let's get 2,000 because that hardly put a dent into our cash flow. And that was almost perfect. Okay, let's sell 2 of those, do 1 of those. Okay, we can't. Okay, never mind. Day 23. Okay, go down. Go straight down. Into the nastiest lair. And we're looking at more poison damage. Okay. That's good for us. It's really good for us. So we'll put down the poison, we'll put down the water. Poison, water. Poison, and then water. So we're already at 65 million coal, so this is gonna be kind of a joke of a day, actually. We're gonna absolutely just murder this quota and then everything else too. All right. This is kind of turning into like we're using whatever we can to make this work as the Maverick. It's not like any of our other videos actually, which is kind of nice. We have a little bit more of a variety. I do have a challenge that I plan on possibly doing. And it's more based on kind of using the variety of weapons and stuff, forcing myself to use just about everything versus only just a few select items. So I feel like that's going to be fun and good for us. All right, let's see the damage. Missile damage, fire damage. Fire damage needed help, and it got it. Our collectors are going to be just a constant assembly line. That's okay, that's fun. I doubt we'll be tapping into the brown layer at all. Maybe we will, maybe it'll surprise me. But I hit the water up. Don't need to rewater this level, but the newly exposed green layers I need to. Actually, there's a chest right here. And missile damage, yep. Absolutely needed that. Water damage is actually huge. It's gonna help us out a lot, especially with the brown layer, but I doubt we'll even tap into it. And they're just constant line there. 500 mil coal out of 6 million. We're definitely going to reach day 25. But how rich are we actually going to be? So we just got 50% speed on the collectors, and that's a significant upgrade right there, let alone. Did they go to the left? Yes, they did. All right. I do want this to just break. Yeah. Got to put your back into it. Poison damage, another 180%. That helps us out a lot. And now they're over here. They're following me. They're stalking me. Yeah, this is going to be a really big day for us. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar day. If only I could say that in real life. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar day. No big deal. It's actually really bad. Just pretend to be meta for a second and be like, yeah, we only made like $600 million this year. Gonna have to lay some people off. And that's probably an underestimation of how many dollars they got. I don't even need to blow my whistle this time. They're just constantly collecting. This chest. We'll go with the pickaxe speed. And that's pretty much it. 754 million coal. We're looking at some billions in here. 7.8 billion. And we should be able to afford the spinal minigun with that. But fire damage, 140%, poison damage, 515. So those are still better than everything else. As far as collection wise though, we were way behind. So we need about 5,000 more collectors. What do you guys think? Maybe 10,000. Maybe even more. We're not trying to be stingy here. I do want to get rid of that. And then get the minigun. Not like I'm going to do much with that. But let's get 25,000. And hopefully that brings us all the way down. That brought us down quite a bit. So we absolutely killed it. We have 42,000, start day 24. And we have this massive minigun now. And now we can get down way faster. Bullet damage, we finally got 20% bullet damage. It only took forever. And this is taking forever. So we'll do that. And taking forever. And we got through. And it's not very good, but we'll do collector capacity, poison damage. Okay, we'll just keep going with the poison. Back and forth, up and down, left and right, in and out. And water. Poison and water and minigun. Not too shabby. Get those diamonds to break and that'll be really good for us. I don't think the minigun's gonna help us get through the brown layer. Player pickaxe mining, player pickaxe. This is all trash. We'll do the damage though. I don't know if we'll be able to get the spinal pickaxe before anything else, so might as well upgrade the pickaxe speed and stuff. 25% wet damage, that's huge. We haven't gotten any wet damage upgrades in a while. Already at 1.6 billion dollars. Put down some water so that it just continues to deteriorate them. Poison damage. And get over there. Keep breaking down that new block. We haven't been able to do that just yet. Wet damage, 4%. That's not that great. Okay, we unlock this chest, and it's going to be poison damage, 180%. Absolutely. Collector speed, another 50%. Pretty huge. The poison damage upgrades significantly upgraded everything. We'll go for the fire damage, why not? Go for this, wet damage, yeah, might as well. Then we'll go back and forth again. Actually, I need to get this. We'll go for the player damage. We'll need it eventually. And keep going back and forth. I would like to break that other block. But we may not be lucky enough. We'll find out. Alright, let's see. Just a diamond. What in the world is that all about? That ain't that good. Are we about to get into the next layer? Are we even breaking through this layer? I can't really tell. Oh yeah, we definitely are. Okay. That's not very good, so we're not going to bother with that. We've hardly picked up any chests. And the chests that we did get were absolute dog water. I don't understand what's up with that. Maybe it's actually a skill issue. There's some skill involved in collecting the chests somehow. Alright. And we keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. at $4 billion for coal, $5 billion for coal. Why is it skyrocketing now? Just everything's breaking finally. Need to water all this over here. And then just keep on going with the poison. I'm actually going to try and collect this if I can. I was going to try and help, but apparently they don't need my help. We'll go for the mining damage and axe damage, because why not? And the whistle. Go, go. We got a lot of to the 10s, but that's just nowhere near to the 12, which is what we'd probably need for the spinal pickaxe. So we got 2 to the 11, or not the spinal, the uranium pickaxe. We would need 1.65 e to the 10, or e to the 12. And that's 6.2. So we're looking at not even being close. So starting day 25, we pretty much got it good on this, actually. I'm just going to upgrade the water gun that I have to the ungodly water gun, and then I think we should be good. Get more employees, why not? What else am I going to spend my money on? So we'll go for 100,000. That's just 4 times the amount. Let's do 1 million, actually. That's too slow. That wasn't half bad. We were at 2.5 and now we're at 0. And we underestimated everything. Sell that and we'll buy max that. And then we'll sell all of that. And then we'll buy all of that, which is only 3,000. And then we'll sell most of these. And then we'll buy as many as we can of that. And then let's just go day 25. We made that super complicated. We should not have done that. Okay, just straight down. Don't overcomplicate things. Throw poison all over the place. Just go for it. Here's to 1 a.m., guys. Here's to the 1 a.m. crew. If you're part of the 1 a.m. crew, leave a comment. Because you're the true ballers. And let's hit up the sprint speed. Because we're trying to be instant going back and forth. We don't want to have to wait for the flying around. Gonna have to hit it all up with water. And get in here and do up the collector speed. Oh yeah, feeling pretty good. We'll hit up the water damage. And just keep going back and forth with our poison here. Nearing the end. It's been a good run with you guys. Bullet damage 180%. That's the most we've gotten for a while. I wonder if I'd be actually able to destroy any of these. Or at least make it look like I'm able to destroy them. Doesn't look like it though. Absolutely useless. Put the water down. And then the poison. Get in there. Yup. Easy sauce. And grab that. Bullet damage. Get in here. Alright. We'll do the... We're not going to do any more sprint speed because otherwise I'm just going to fly across the screen and then crash the game, and then we haven't beaten day 25, and then I'd have to restart, and then by the time I'm done with it, it'll be the time for my interview, and it would not be pretty if I interview without sleeping. I'd probably get the job, actually. Just absolutely bomb the interview, at least think I bombed the interview. But then I actually just like kill it somehow. Alright, let's take a look. Wet damage, absolutely 36%. We're upping the percentage of how much damage we do. 5.16 E to the 10. Pretty nice. Need to probably zoom out a little bit just so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Makes it a little bit easier to understand and see. Bullet damage, I mean, it's just not doing that much. Like, I'm not even using the minigun or anything that has bullets, so, like, what's the point? Okay, our water gun is hitting into the purple layer a bit, but our poison gun, I guess our poison gun is hitting it a little bit, but it's not going to be able to break it. There's no way. But I would say that this Maverick class or Maverick profession has been pretty well beat, actually. Poison damage, another 180%. We're talking 1250 extra percent damage with the poison. Not bad. I was kind of nervous after what, like 12 days? Kind of like thinking that, yeah, we're probably gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be like the pistol only game where I was so strategic, or at least I think I was. You guys watching were probably like, yeah, it wasn't that hard or that special. You were just doing what you were supposed to do. But, you know, for me, it was a big deal. I did well, but we're definitely in the 12s now. Yeah, 1.25 to 12. And what have you done? Beach volleyball reached true ending as Maverick profession. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, guys. I love that. Anyways, thanks for joining along in this epic battle of only using our skill plus collectors. So if you enjoyed the trash that you just saw, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you want me to play or any challenges that you want me to do. So I will see you guys next time.